Hello and welcome to our channel, Cheating Exposed. Today, we're revealing another story. I'm full of regrets, believing that my husband cheated on me when he didn't. Cheating is something that I have always had strong opinions about. I have been cheated on before, and it sucked. Everyone knows that I don't forgive cheaters. So when my sister-in-law, my husband's sister, staged an elaborate scheme about my husband cheating, I ended the relationship. Unfortunately, my relationship wasn't the only one that was affected. My sister-in-law Lisa, 32, her best friend Emma, 32, and my husband Jamie, 29, were best friends growing up. Emma got married early when she was 20. Her husband was abusive. She had 2 children with him. She got divorced 10 years later and was finally free from his abuse. She suffered a lot, however, and was, probably still is, in therapy, her and her children. I, 30, met Jamie 4 years ago. We got married 2 years later. Everything was just awesome. What I didn't know was that Emma wanted Jamie, and Lisa made it her mission, once Emma finally got divorced, to bring her brother and best friend together. I didn't know any of this, so I never realized there was a hidden agenda. A few months into my marriage, I overheard Lisa talking about how Jamie was cheating with a married colleague of his. In hindsight, I can tell it was staged because she was saying unnecessary details and speaking very loudly. She meant for me to hear it. I confronted her then and there. She acted flustered, apologized, and begged me not to ruin my marriage. She told me Jamie loved me and that she never wanted to lose me as a sister. But at the same time, she provided me with pictures and texts, they were all photoshopped, of my husband and his colleague. She begged me not to mention where I found out, and I was grateful for her support. I promised her not to expose her as the source. I confronted my husband with everything, and he adamantly refused to admit to anything. It hurt me even more that he never confessed or apologized. Ever. He asked me where I got this from, but I kept my promise and told him it was an anonymous tip. I even went so far as to contact the colleague's husband. At the time, I thought it was the right thing to do. The colleague was a very beautiful woman whom my husband worked closely with for many hours a day. I was a bit jealous of that, and I confided my fears in Lisa. She used them against me. I asked for a divorce, and the colleague's husband did too. After that, Lisa, who I thought was my friend, who called me her sister, disappeared from my life. Like I never existed. Even when I bumped into her, she was short with me and indifferent. Months went by, and I was still heartbroken, processing the separation. My husband stopped trying to make me see reason and agreed to the divorce. He said he wanted to move on. I started having doubts. Why is Lisa doing this now? She was my friend and wanted the best for me, yet now she didn't even answer my texts. I followed both her and Emma on Instagram, and I started seeing how Emma and my husband gradually began hanging out. At least once a week, Emma or Lisa shared stories about my husband with Emma and her children. What I did next is very questionable, and yet I don't regret it at all. I was desperate, and I needed the truth. I was still very good friends with Lisa's on-again, off-again boyfriends, Mike, sister. I told her my doubts and everything. I told her that Lisa was my source when I found out my husband was cheating, that I was starting to doubt everything, and that I needed their help to uncover the truth. Mike was easier to persuade than I expected. He had Lisa's passcodes, and he went through her messages with Emma. And there it was, everything. They had plotted everything. They used my idiocy and insecurity to make me throw away the best thing that had ever happened to me. He sent me all the proof I needed, even the original photos they had used to Photoshop my husband with his colleague. My world was turned upside down again, and I fell into a deeper depression. I stayed in bed and called in sick for 2 weeks. I had not only ruined my life, but also another family's. I don't know why I'm writing here, if I want advice or just to vent. I don't blame anyone but my stupidity for ruining my marriage. I should have trusted my husband and the love he showed me. I should have been honest with him about everything and where I got the news that he was cheating from. I shouldn't have gone after the colleague and her family just because I thought she was beautiful. She has since quit her job and moved, but I still had her husband's contact information. I had to at least apologize. We met, and I told him everything. He was so angry with me. He was crying and yelling at me, and all I could think was that I deserved every insult he threw my way. I found the colleague on Instagram and DM'd her everything, along with a long apology. She didn't answer me. I don't know if I should tell my husband too. I know I don't deserve him at all. And I know that he doesn't want me anymore. But maybe he should at least know what Emma is doing and what she's capable of. He deserves to know the truth. Maybe I could start by reassuring him that I'm not trying to win him back. I just want to help him understand. And apologize. I need to apologize for everything. I don't know. Hi. I have an update. I decided not to meet up with Jamie. Every time I tried to text him and ask for a meeting, I panicked. That wasn't a good sign at all. I wanted him to know everything in detail, and I tend to be all over the place when I'm panicking. So, I decided to email him instead. I made a lot of drafts, cross-checked all the information, and waited a whole day before sending it. I kept adding details I had forgotten. I sent him all the manipulated pictures and the originals. Every screenshot Mike sent me from Lisa and Emma's conversations. I made it clear that I wasn't trying to manipulate him into taking me back because I knew what I did was unforgivable. I only wanted to warn him about who he was dealing with. I also told him that I had been watching Emma and Lisa's Instagram and had seen that he was getting cozier with Emma. If he was dating her, I wanted him to know the truth. It took all my energy to write that. Just the thought of him dating Emma, I can't. I texted him that I had sent an important email. He didn't answer me. On Wednesday, when I came back from work, Lisa, Emma, and Emma's 2 children were waiting for me outside my building. When I let them in, stupid me, Lisa started yelling and threatening me. She told me to call Jamie and Mike and tell them that I made all of this up because I'm a pathetic loser. She told me, you don't want me as an enemy because I will make your life miserable. Believe me, you don't want me to make destroying your already miserable life my mission. Emma just smiled the whole time. She later said that my husband had always had a crush on her and that he wouldn't believe my nonsense because now he could finally be with her. But the thing is, Lisa seemed angrier that Mike knew what she did rather than her brother. And she was really annoyed at Emma, telling her to shut up the whole time. I couldn't get them out of my apartment, so I just left and called Jamie. I told him they were at my place and that I couldn't get them to leave. 15 minutes later, I saw them walk out. Jamie texted me and said he wanted to come over if I was okay with it. When he arrived, he told me how hurt he was that I would doubt him and believe rumors. I told him everything again, this time without panicking. I explained that I loved and trusted Lisa like a sister. I asked him to put himself in my shoes. If he overheard Lisa talking about Emmy being unfaithful, wouldn't he have some doubts? Wouldn't he trust his sister's intentions? He stayed the night and left the next morning. Since then, we've been texting several times a day and talking on the phone and FaceTiming every night. He says he loves me but doesn't know what to do. He's very hurt, not just by Lisa and Emma, but even by me. He hasn't talked about cancelling the divorce yet. And I understand. I've turned his life upside down twice in such a short time. On a happier note, my husband's colleague and her husband are back together. Jamie met with them and apologized. I had already told them everything, but he felt the need to apologize personally. Mike has ended things with Lisa. Lisa and Emma's relationship is very strained. Both have blocked me from Instagram, of course, but apparently, Lisa is blaming Emma for Mike leaving her. And Emma is trying to throw Lisa under the bus by telling Jamie she was innocent in all of this. I really hope my husband forgives me. And I promise I will make it up to him. I will love him. Well, folks, that's all. Thank you all for listening. Please like, comment, and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.